Hi, this video is I caught my husband on dating apps. My name is Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation, and I'm going to try and help you through this. Unfortunately, it's not all that uncommon. Why? What is going on in our world? Well, all you have to do is look at television, watch the movies, read the magazines, and people are deluged with bad behavior. And it's accepted. Let's get a drink, let's smoke some pot, let's date other women, let's date other men. It's horrible. The whole idea of marriage has been lost to this generation. And I don't want to get into a deep explanation. I just want to help you with this. But I also want you to understand that your husband is human. And he too is susceptible to this negative, immoral environment that we live in. You are too. Now, it is wrong for your husband to be on dating apps. Don't misunderstand me. It's wrong. It is, you could say, reprehensible. You could say it's disgusting. You could say it's unforgivable. And if you do, if you're not able to forgive your husband, then really what you want is you want to find someone to help you get a divorce. And that's not what I'm about. I'm about helping you recognize that if you see this as a wake-up call instead of as the end, you can not only save your marriage, which I really want you to do, but you can turn it around. You can make your marriage literally amazing from this point. So I'd like you to consider something. Consider that today begins the rest of your life with your husband, and you have the ability to win him back. You know, when I say you can win him back, some women take this as if it's their job to win him back. No, it's not your job to win him back now that he's strayed. It was your job to win him every single day of your marriage. That was your job. When you got married, and I'm not turning the tables here, but I'm showing you a perspective that's going to help you. Unless you want a divorce, I want you to have a different perspective. I want you to recognize that the reason he's on dating apps isn't because of the environment. That's what gave him support to do it, but it's because he wasn't getting what he needed from you. You have the power. Men are not as strong, unfortunately, as women are when it comes to resisting temptation. And there are all these biological reasons for this. And I'm not trying to give him an excuse. I'm trying to give you a way of recognizing that he's not evil. He's not evil. And you can now win him back. And don't think you can win him back by competing with the temptations of new and better, which is what a dating app is all about. You know, the dating apps, and there's many, many men on these dating apps who are married. It's shameful, but it's always for the same reason. The culture that we now have, this woman's lib culture, has abandoned the idea of women being the heart of the household. They've turned this equality into equal instead of different, but we are all equal because we're all souls. Men and women are not the same. You as a woman have something that a man does not have usually, and that's the connection to your heart, not to your emotions, but to your heart. It's very different. You know, there's a Sanskrit word for heart, chit, C-H-I-T, and it represents feeling that is not like emotional feeling, but the feeling of the soul, of the heart, that is overwhelming love. As a woman, because of biology and because of the need to take care of children, this chit is opened up for you almost automatically. You need to only tap into it and not reserve it just for your children. It should have been opened up to your husband right from the start. And I could go into all the explanations of why that isn't the case. And a lot of it, unfortunately, begins with promiscuity. When women are dating, generally speaking, they're having sex. And they are opening up their bodies to men, and so they have to close off their hearts. Because if you put that combination together, it's very hard for the woman to reconcile her role with the man. Okay, we're getting a little far out, but the point of it is this. Once you're married, you have to line up your heart with everything that you do with your husband. And this is the trick. This is the key. This is the solution. It's not just, honey, check out my body, because you want to compete with the potential that he's now realizing on these dating sites. You don't just start smiling because that's how you did it when you were dating. You should have never stopped smiling. You should have never stopped being complimentary. Why? Why would you do that? You know, we get married to be happy. You did, he did. But we forget to make each other happy. And then we get into this death spiral. I call it overfamiliarity. It's outlined in both of my books and in the courses. This overfamiliarity is the destructive element that exists in every marriage that ends. Overfamiliarity. You take each other for granted. You don't think you need to please one another anymore. You don't think you need to be there with all your heart, mind, and soul anymore. Here's the good news for you. You can, from today, start reversing this negative cycle, this negative trend towards not getting along as well as you should. You should be happy. You got married to be happy. You should be doing everything you can to make your husband happy, and I'm not talking about sexual favors. Your husband married you for the heart qualities. That's why he married you. He didn't marry you because you're a great cook. He didn't marry you because you're good in bed. He didn't marry you because you have a beautiful smile and he loves to smell your hair. He loves you because there's a spiritual element in marriage. Marriage is a spiritual path. Love. You can't touch love. It's not tangible. So love is spiritual by definition, which hopefully makes your marriage spiritual by definition. So he's looking for that spiritual love from you because he doesn't own it the way you do because you're a woman. Don't try to do this on your own, by the way. I know this is making sense to you. It does. This stuff all makes sense. Get rid of the anger. Get rid of the disappointment. Get rid of the judgment. Focus 100% on reclaiming the marriage that you originally wanted. Don't try to do it by yourself. It's too much stuff. Now, if your husband and only you can judge this, if your husband has gone too far and you have no intimacy left in your marriage at all, if you're fighting all the time, if you're not getting along, if you can tell, use your intuition, if your marriage is sliding towards divorce, you need the course for women that we have at the Marriage Foundation. But if it isn't, if this was the first incident where you have discovered that he's straying, just get one of the books. Get one of my books, either Breaking the Cycle or Lessons for a Happy Marriage, and it gives you so much information. If you just use 10% of the information, you could turn your marriage around. But bear in mind, if you want to be happy, you have to do what it takes to be happy. You have free will. You have volition, which is the ability to choose. It's up to you to infuse your marriage with love and with happiness. It's up to you. Doesn't matter if your husband's cranky, doesn't matter if he's straying, doesn't matter if he smells before he takes a shower, none of that matters. You need to work on who you are, and he will respond. Now, we've been doing this for decades, and our success rate is off the charts. Why? Because we adhere to simple principles that make sense. First two principles. One, you got married to be happy. Didn't you? And to have happiness coming for the rest of your life. Two, only unconditional love always makes you happy. Sure, you may want a bigger paycheck. Sure, you want more money in the bank and a nicer car. But even when you have all those things, the happiness that is derived from material things is fleeting. It doesn't last. But unconditional love, man, oh man, it makes you happy no matter what. So those are the two underlying principles for a marriage. And then you have free will. Why? So you can use it. Have you been using it to infuse love and happiness into your marriage? Have you been using it to convey love and happiness to your husband? Do you allow emotions and crankiness to obscure that love? Yes, you have. Why? Because you've never got any training. Look, I went to school too. No one ever talked about relationships. They don't know. They don't know. Our world of marriage, which is very spiritual, sort of got taken over by the psychological business community. And they don't deal with things that they call abstract. They think love is abstract. They think the soul is abstract. They use the term soulmate like a Hallmark card thing. They don't realize that it's accurate. It's an accurate description of the relationship between you and your husband. But what have you done to make it so? And there is the problem. And the information in the general world is wrong. Doesn't give you what you need to do it. So you need to rely on that which works. Whoa! Don't freak out. Don't confront your husband about it. Don't say anything. Don't say one word. Don't indicate at all. Don't mope around. Transition yourself. Get hold of the information and learn how to change your marriage around. You'll never need to bring this up. And he will stop. He'll stop because, look, when was the last time you had an amazing meal at a restaurant, including dessert, and you walked out looking around for more food to eat? Right? When you are satisfied, you are satisfied. When your husband is fully satisfied, because you're living as you should, you don't have to make like this tremendous effort, only effort to change, and I'll show you how, then He's satisfied. He's not looking. There's no need to bring it up again. Because when he's satisfied and you're satisfied, which satisfies him, which satisfies you, you've created a different cycle, a positive cycle in your marriage. And your marriage will get better every single day. Every single day. Can you imagine that? That's how I live. Unbelievable when you know what you're doing. Unbelievable. Wow. Look at my other videos too. Subscribe. And like this one, share it. So many people need this information. And everyone should have this. How many people start with these basic principles of happiness and love? And yet it's so common sense, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to leave you for now. Blessings to you. Don't be mad at your husband. Don't be disappointed. Don't judge him. Do something. Or get married or get divorced. But if you're wanting to stay married, go all in on the positive side. Don't bring this crap up. Don't have to get it out on the table. Don't do these weird things that will only undermine your marriage. Everything should be positive and loving, but you need to learn how. Okay, blessings to you, blessings to your husband, blessings to your family. God bless you. Take care.